CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Well, as we've told you, this is a big week for the city of Victoria, and it is branching out, if you will, as it gets ready to mark its 150th birthday. Mayor Dean Fortin, along with the Mayor of Napier, New Zealand, planted a Canadian maple tree in Mayor's Grove in Beacon Hill Park today. The city of Napier has been one of Victoria's twin cities since 1973. The mayors say they're working on cementing a relationship that promotes global cooperation and sparks economic development.
It's a first visit by Mayor Arnault here to Victoria, and it was a wonderful opportunity, just that, to put it down. You know, we have these exchanges of culture, whether it be with our sister cities in Asia or New Zealand or Russia. That exchange of people, exchanges of ideas, that really brings the world closer together. We certainly look to develop economic ties to whether it be tourism, whether it be high tech.
What one's got to do is cement the relationships in the first instance before we take that next step.
The Mayor's Grove was established in 1927. It has more than 30 trees, all with roots to visiting dignitaries from around the world. To celebrate the city of Victoria's 150th anniversary, there'll be a big party tomorrow in Centennial Square. And we invite you to join our Astrid Brownschmidt hosting the event. It's live on location as we host the 150 Forward Community Celebration tomorrow afternoon. One of the most popular markets on southern Vancouver Island is headhunting for a new person to take over the operation next year. The town of Sydney is looking for a new organizer to run the 2013 summer market season. It's currently run by the Sydney Business Association. The Sydney Summer Market is one of the South Island's most popular during the summer, drawing in hundreds of vendors and visitors and looky-loos each week from all over the capital region. The request for proposals package can be picked up at Sydney Town Hall or on the website. Closing date for submissions is September 14th. Sydney Council will make its decision for next year sometime in December. A man's body has been found in the waters off Union Bay in the Comox Valley. RCMP got a call to the area just after 11 o'clock yesterday morning. They say the man is from Cumberland, but there is no indication of foul play in his death. The exact cause is being investigated. Well, Victoria and Vic PD have a message for skateboarders and for cyclists. You are not welcome downtown, at least not on the sidewalks. Police began a month-long crackdown today, stopping anyone who is wheeling along city sidewalks or any cyclists not wearing a helmet. The campaign comes after two tourists were severely injured when a skateboarder knocked them to the ground. Vic PD believes the blitz will make downtown streets safer, but not everybody agrees.
I think it's pretty stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I do it for physical exercise, so I don't see why they should have to make everybody not.
Some people, it's like understandable, but if they look for more, go after more people that are actually being like more unsafe on the sidewalk. Like if I do it, I'm just going really slow. I'm going at like a walking pace, just 1 foot on the ground, just cruising along.
Of course, with the events from last month, the two tourists being injured, it's become front and center. It's become more important for us to deal with and to ensure that the message is getting out there.
Vic PD says its officers will continue to monitor the downtown core and corral the scofflaws and the cyclists who do not follow the rules. If you're caught skateboarding on a city street, you're looking at a $75 ticket and the risk of losing your board, too. If you're a cyclist and you're caught on a sidewalk, the ticket is $109, and if you choose not to wear a helmet while you're doing it, you'll face a fine of $29 as well. A Courtney fishboat captain who's accused of assault, uttering threats, and careless use of a firearm has been denied bail. Carl Thomas, who goes by the name Keith Thomas, appeared in court today in Campbell River. He initially appeared yesterday in Port Hardy, where his boat, the Opal T, is docked, but the judge there removed himself from the case because he's a longtime friend of Thomas's father. Today, the hearing was moved to Campbell River, where a judge ordered that Thomas be remanded in custody. He was charged after a crew member on board his boat called 911 from the waters off Port Hardy to the north and west, saying the boat's captain was high on drugs and threatening to kill the other people on board. Searching a Nanaimo hotel room for weapons this morning found a grenade launcher when they got inside. They targeted the room after learning that the people could be in possession of high-powered weapons. The South Island Emergency Response Team moved into a room at the Harborside Motel on Terminal Avenue. One woman inside was arrested. A second woman and a man were arrested nearby. Officers then searched the room where they found a grenade launcher.
A number of weapons have been seized over the years, but the first that we can recall of a grenade launcher being found. And simply what it does, it attaches to the barrel of a firearm and it launches grenades at a high velocity for a long distance. This is what we have to find out, where it was purchased and if you can purchase it lawfully or not. And again, if it's associated with any other crimes. So we're asking the public if they have any information on the origins of this grenade launcher to please call us or Crime Stoppers.
So far, no charges have been laid in the case, but the investigation goes on, and forensic teams are examining the launcher to figure out exactly where it came from. And the Nanaimo man is in RCMP custody after a sex trade worker was assaulted and robbed. It happened last night on Dunsmuir Street. The woman was found bleeding, injured on the ground, and was rushed to hospital. She told police that her attacker had stolen her cell phone, so police called it, pretending to be a friend of hers. Officers convinced the man to meet with them this morning on Victoria Crescent and then arrested him. No charges have been laid there just yet. Police have a warning for cyclists in the Oceanside area. Lock it up or lose it. Somebody is swiping bikes, the high-end bikes, the low-end bikes, even children's bicycles, and the crimes appear to be picking up speed. In the last couple of months, no fewer than 15 bicycles have been stolen around Parksville and Qualicum Beach, and the spike came just this past weekend. Not just bikes, but several vehicles were entered and rifled through as well. RCMP say the Wembley Road area in Parksville was hardest hit.
Often people this time of year are using their bikes more, so they may be leaving them on the patio, or the kids' bikes are being left in the front yard. But some of these bikes were pretty high-end, really nice BMX, really nice mountain bikes. So just letting the public know that somebody's out there taking bikes, and guard your bikes.
And tourists are being targeted as well, with the Mid-Island a hot spot for biking. Police believe that thieves are taking advantage of some of the high-end bikes that are being brought into the area. If you are unable to keep your bicycle out of sight, then police recommend you invest in a decent heavy-duty bike lock.